Vladimir Vysotsky
was a great Russian poet and a performer. He was considered to be genius, and his songs are studied up until today. The thing is, he was suffering from alcoholism, and he tried everything to get over it. He tried rehab centers, he tried his family's help, he tried medicine, anything. Nothing helped. Until one day, a doctor came up with this creative solution. The solution was actually a bag of medicine that it was implanted into your stomach via surgery. And it was told that when it's mixed with alcohol, it can knock a person out and even cause him death. You see, Alexander Vysotsky had to be scared to death in order to stop drinking. But even that didn't help. At the age of 42, Vysotsky died of chemical poisoning. Now, the point of the story is you have to scare a person to death in order to cause him to change something. But even this doesn't help. So what does? And here's a little secret: a pause. Let's take an everyday example that we're all familiar with. Let's say we want to cut back on sugar. So we say to ourselves, as of this morning, we're not going to have any dessert for the next month. That very same day, we go to our friend's house for dinner, and it's a lovely dinner, and then dessert comes, and it's a beautiful cheesecake. We look at that cheesecake, and we look again, and we just grab a piece and we start eating. No matter what we said to ourselves that very same morning, we can't help it. We feel
uncontrolled.
And then we might even reach for a second piece of cake as if to compensate for what we just said this morning. And if this never happened to you, you are not normal. And the reason is we are biologically built to resist change. Because when we say we're going to change something, the automatic reaction is to focus on what it is that we're not going to have, to focus on the lack of. And that triggers the fear of losing that thing. Now, when fear gets involved, that's a whole different story, because fear triggers the part of our body that is responsible for survival. It triggers the amygdala. And when the amygdala is in action, we feel like animals, we feel like in survival, we can't think. So what could help is a pause. Because when we pause, we automatically shift to logical thinking. The amygdala is no longer in charge. And when we are in logical thinking, we can see all the positive options. We can see all the good things that change brings with it. When we pause, we suddenly have this winning sensation. We just managed to control the situation, and we're feeling good about ourselves. And when this happens, it's a little success, because then we can decide what's good for us. So all it takes is a little pause that leads to a small success. And that small success leads to a minor success, that leads to a medium success, that ultimately leads to a great success and a great change. But shh, we can't say change. We can only say pause. The thing is, we know that even pausing is not that simple. That's why we invented Pauzz. It's an app that helps us with our everyday pausing situations. My partner and I invented Pauzz because we wanted to use technology to disrupt our everyday automatic reactions. It is currently run in closed beta testing. You're more than welcome to join us as a tester. Okay, at least somebody is listening. Great.